Well, dear listener, you can stick that where your spreadsheets don't shine. Final score on the county ground: Swindon Town 5. Yes, Swindon Town 5. Grimsby 0. And let me tell you something. 65% possession just so happened to dovetail 23 shots, 11 on target, 4 corners, and no voice for Hannah's, no voice for Joe, no voice for Ellis. Oh, what an absolutely beautiful, beautiful afternoon. Now, however, poses some questions. We talked before the game. What does a thumping victory for Gavin Gunning in those kind of circumstances suddenly mean for the managerial odds? We've got that to debate. We've got a bit of Charlie Austin watch. We've got your match highlights to debate. We've got your player ratings to debate. And we're going to be taking your input, your calls, your observations. So we've been told we may even get 1 or 2 star guests as well. So keep them peeled. Stick with the Sir Tom Broadbent Lounge and we will run you through all the fun and games. But, wow. Joe, where to start? I've got Joe, I've got Ellis, I've got Louis. I've got them all with me. So, wow. Literally.
I don't think there's nothing to say other than it was 5-star. Well, it was absolutely 5-star. Everyone on the pitch today was unbelievable. I know we'll get on to player ratings in a second, but special shout out to Saidu Khan. That's the best he's played in the Swindon shirt by a country mile. He was absolutely formidable.
The game, if you will, it's like the approach from the lads, and I appreciate Grimsby were down to 10 men, so it'd be remiss of us not to take that into account. However, the style of play was so different. We've managed 65% possession without fannying around with the ball at the back. That performance, that style of play, was reminiscent of Richie Wellens' promotion team at its absolute best.
It was rampant. It was absolutely rampant. The main difference from recent weeks of this season, we were so progressive with the ball. We were so aggressive as well. I can imagine that. I mean, Charlie Austin's been here for a week. In training, I guarantee you, any loose touch, any pass back, any piece of negativity is getting absolutely barked at. You could tell that it was just something else, Hannah's.
I mean, Ellis, I don't know how you felt about it, but for me, 4 or 5 passes have been replaced with 1 or 2 key passes and a surging, attack-minded run where people were determined, players were determined to beat their man with ability rather than try to just pass them off the park.
Yeah. Previous games, you see a player will receive the ball, then turn off, and they look for a pass sideways. Today's game, they're getting the ball, they're looking to drive it forward at any opportunity. It was just, I've got a headache.
Yeah, I mean, Joe, it's fair to say we'll touch on this when we've got Austin watch, but myself, yourself, and the guys, we were behind the goal in the town end.
Yeah.
We've seen grown men cry today. Literally, grown men cry.
I was dragged by about 4 blokes down some stairs, get back up to the seat, turn around. Here's Martin Peters. Turn around, there's grown men crying.
Pull up a chair and join us, Martin. Pull up a chair. We'll go and have a wee and then get back. Well, I mean, it's an emotional afternoon at the county ground. But there was so much to talk about. But look, let's start with the lineups. So we said we didn't get a chance to share this before the game. So determined were we to get out and see the return of the king. That Town started with Solbrin in goal. They started with a 4-3-3 basically. Solbrin in goal, Romeo Hutton at right back, Angus MacDonald and Kieran Brennan, your 2 centre backs, and Fraser Blake Tracy moving back over into left back. Johnny Williams, Saidu Khan, Ellis Iandolo made up a midfield 3 with an attacking trio of Jake Wakelin, Charlie Austin and Rashawn Hepburn Murphy. Even before the first goal rattled in, guys, we were already remarking on the fact that there seemed to be so much more attacking threat, so much more attacking intent. And so it proved. As the game unfolded, substitutions were made. Ronan Darcy coming on for Johnny Williams, Marcel Lavinier coming on for Ellis Iandolo, Luke Jeffcott for Jake Wakeling, Abu Kanu for Charlie Austin. What an honour for young Abu Kanu.
He almost scored as well.
And he did indeed. And Tyree Shade coming on for Rashawn Hepburn Murphy. So, game kind of opened in, for the first 25 minutes, the highlight of the first 25 minutes was a referee being knocked absolutely sparko. requiring attention for 10 minutes after being hit full in the face by a wayward Kieran Brennan clearance to the side of the head.
We wish more the best, though. Come on,
yes,
now.
Of course we do.
Of course we wish more the best.
That was a knockout.
Yeah, that was Ellis Holloway special, that was.
And whilst the refs seem to go down in stages, we've been reliably informed by the medical team that, the referee was absolutely out cold.
Yeah, it's gone to hospital as well, so...
Yeah, it's gone to hospital, so we sent the referee our very, very best. But on 25 minutes, the magic moment happened, although that was preceded by Saidu Khan rattling the right-hand stick in front of the Stratton Bank from approximately 18 yards with a left-footed drop. Let's say on 25 minutes, Romeo Hutt found himself in acres of space on the right-hand side and arrowed an absolutely delicious cross to Charlie Austin, who was lurking in Charlie Austin territory, edge of the 6-yard box, connected with a bullet header, send it back the way it came, and cue Bedlam. As I said, grown men crying, fire, brimstone, bodily fluids. It was all happening.
I can't remember. I genuinely can't remember. It's blur. That's something that I've never experienced before in terms of a returning goal.
Absolutely. One of the most bonkers moments. We're going to spend a little bit of time talking about that. The reason being, following our football club doesn't give you many highs or historical moments, quite like the 25th minute of today's game. Martin, where were you and what did you see?
I was just in a state of euphoria, just seeing Charlie Austin being foolishly left unmarked in the middle of the 6-yard box. That beautiful head of his, placing that ball in the corner.
Let's have some respect for Romeo Hutt as well. That ball was absolutely exceptional.
He was good all game, but
once again, it's one of those crosses. Like, not being funny, but if rumours are true and that the boy has put very actively on the market, he's stuck in $100,000 on the evaluation with yet another point cross. And someone of Charlie Austin's calibre made a career of it. Launched a career of it from his first stint here at Swindon Town. Right place, right time. But we've seen people miss those headers.
We've seen people not even get in the position to be there for those headers.
He split the defence so well. He stayed on side as well.
Split the defence. Timing of his jump was absolutely immaculate. The power on the header back in the direction the cross came. It was, what a moment. And this season so far, let's just call it as it is. Mansfield, maybe Grimsby away aside, we've been polishing a turd on the Sir Tom Broadbent Lounge, ladies and gents. Polishing a turd is what our job has been. That moment, I turned when all the bedlam died down, I turned to the guy to my right and I said, that's one of those moments where you basically have guaranteed your season ticket again for the next season.
Yeah.
That's your Harry McCurdy Man City goal moment. That is something that there is no data analyst, there is no spreadsheet, there is no, football's not about romantic decisions. There is not 1 ounce of that corresponds with that Charlie Austin strike. So, Roger Me Rigid with my Excel spreadsheet. Thank you very much, Charlie Austin. You have made my absolute life. I couldn't be more aroused.
Your voice is hilarious.
I'll tell you, it's a beautiful moment, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful moment. You know, Young's fishmongers, you know, your Grimsby Town celebs, whoever you are, your boys took a hell of a beating. Someone saved me from my own delirium.
Annie, you're quite horsey, aren't you? Hey, you're right. You're right, mate.
What a moment. What a moment. I don't know what to say.
I'm speechless. I'm literally speechless.
So, 25th minute. And then clearly, one of the big turning moments of the game when we reflect is Jake Wakelin, 34th minute, bursting through, lovely slide rule pass from Saidu Khan, I believe. So Charlie Austin's through ball, Jake Wakelin one-on-one with the goalkeeper and he's balled down from behind. Straight red card for Amos, the Grimsby Town defender. And the long walk of shame back towards the
My favourite part was when he walked further up to the line to try and hide from the ref. That made his walk even longer.
Absolutely delightful. So Grimsby down to 10 men, and from there on in, I think it was always going to be a question of, right, what Swindon Town are we going to see now? Are we going to see a Swindon Town that just struggle to break down 2 banks of 4? But of course, chasing the game, Grimsby still had to keep coming out, and we took full advantage of that. An interesting substitution, Marcel Lavinier coming on for Ellis Iandolo on the 62nd minute. and almost immediately making an impact. Marcel Lavinier getting on the getting his right foot, coming on as a left back or left winger, and getting his right boot on the end of whose cross was it? Someone else? Was it Romeo Hutton cross again?
Hutton must have had a hat trick of assists today.
I think he possibly did. Sending the ball again back in the direction that it's come, in off the left-hand post for 2-0 Swindon Town. 6 minutes later, the boys were at it again. Johnny Williams this time getting on the end of a rebound from a Rashawn Hepburn-Murphy drive. Ball bounces up nicely for Johnny Williams, who finishes with a plum for 3-0. Then another substitute's got in on the action. Ronan Darcy, 78th minute substitute, coming on for Johnny Williams. Getting on the end of some intricate play from Town. And sort of, we're not going to say scuff, we're going to say nicely placed. Side-footed effort in off the right-hand post. Q Bedlam again in the Town end. But the boys weren't finished there. And on 88 minutes, man of the match, Saidu Khan, with his first goal for the club, weaving his way into the 18-yard box and finishing with absolute aplomb. An absolute rocket.
He put his foot through it, didn't he?
Yeah, foot through it, straight into the top right-hand corner, rolls across the top of the net, and one of those that you love to see.
You could hear it, couldn't you?
And Town's work was done. However, Tyree Shea's not going to be very happy with me, because I think on the 78th minute, for Ronan Darcy's goal, I said about intricate play. Obviously, Ronan Darcy, Tyree Shade has created one of the great Swindon Town runs of all time, beating several men before threading the ball through for Ronan Darcy to finish. I mean, it literally was the second half, everything we touched on the goal, guys. And someone saved me here. Someone saved me.
That is the best we've seen Swindon Town play this season.
Go on, it's the best you've seen Town play all season. That's a big claim.
Yes.
It's hard to disagree.
Well, to be honest, like it's weird, lovely man. We didn't even play amazing football. We had intent. We had desire to score. And it's what we've been missing. Is just that we weren't scared to shoot. Just everything fell into place.
It was because at the start of this, where in previous performances, it's like Town have had the handbrake on. I've been describing this as all season as a sports car that's got 6 gears and we're stuck in 4th. And the revs are going off their arse. But the revs in the case of Swindon Town are just sideways pass, backwards pass, sideways pass, backwards pass. Today, it was as though they were given the instructions, right, you're all great players. Get on the ball, beat your man with your ability.
It was really aggressive. It was, I mean, we all see that you get the impression that Gav Gunning probably coaches by a hand grenade. And I think that side sort of went out there and depicted a Gav Gunning team in my head. It was just really, really aggressive and nasty. And that's what got us 3 points and that's what got us 5 goals today.
We were putting our bodies on the line, weren't they? I think it was Johnny Williams in the build-up to, I think it was Ronan Darcy's goal, when we remarked on Johnny Williams properly stooping his head in, sticking his head where it hurts. Yeah. But by virtue of that was following a surging run. He's chased the lost cause, he's won it, ball's ended up to Khan. Khan's got the ball wide to Romeo Hutton, and Romeo Hutton's crossed, and Marcel Lavinier's finished with a plum. I mean, just absolutely delightful. Absolutely delightful.
I think I'm probably not much use on this game show. A couple of days to sort of get all in, I think.
Well, look,
I'm genuinely speechless.
Let's make it easy for our dear and Louis. Make sure you get in on this. Yeah. We're going to give these boys our ratings out of 10, and we're going to do that going player by player. So we're going to start with Solbrin. It's a clean sheet for the Soul Man. Yet another clean sheet for the Soul Man, in my ad. What do we think?
It was an easy game for him. He could have sat in the armchair, I think 7 out of 10.
He's had a couple of high balls to deal with, hasn't he? That he's dealt with a plum. He's been nice and neat and tidy. A couple of long distance shots that he's taken with ease. He didn't spill anything. I think he's got to be a 7. Just a nice steady 7. Romeo Hutton.
9. 9 out of 10.
Defo 9 out of 10. What about you, Louis?
Yeah, I go 8.5, 9.
8.5, 9 out of 10 for Hutton. What about you, Ellis? What have you got for Hutton?
10.
A 10 out of 10 for Hutton. Wow. Angus MacDonald's our two centre-backs, the skipper Angus MacDonald.
Both 7 out of 10, I'd say. I didn't do anything wrong.
They were
unspectacular, which is what you want for your centre-backs.
Yeah, exactly that. Organised. Just there were a couple of sort of misplaced passes, but
Brennan brought the ball. I think Brennan brought the ball out really well. He received the ball and had a few good sort of transitions down the right-hand side with Hutton. It's probably the best I've seen Brennan. And he knocked out a referee.
Yeah, Brennan, very, very comfortable. So right-footed centre-back playing and left centre-back. And Brennan looked very, very solid. I thought Brennan was the best of the two centre-backs. I would say he was a high 7. I think the skipper was a steady 7. Fraser Blake-Tracy today has moved back over to left-back. What did we make of Fraser Blake-Tracy? Got forward well.
Looked good, yeah.
Play, provided an option down the left-hand side. Ellis, what did you make of it?
Yeah, I think he played well. There were a couple of mistakes here and there, but yeah, overall, good game. I'm giving him a 7.
Solid 7. Fraser Blake-Tracy. Johnny Williams was here. He was there. He was every bloody where today, wasn't he? It was one of Johnny's better games today.
He wears the number 8, and I think that's what I'll give him. Yeah, he was busy. He made things happen. His goal was fortunate, but he had to be in the right place at the right time, and he was. So yeah, I mean, what do we expect from Johnny these days? It's just every week he seems to put out 7, 8 out of 10. It's just standard.
That is the kind of performance from your number 8
yeah.
that sees you out of this division.
Yeah. I'd love to see his running stats today. Obviously, he came off after 75 minutes, but his running stats, he must have been absolutely knackered after that.
Class above today. Class above. Then we got, clearly, we've already said, our man of the match, Saidu Khan. Talk about Johnny Williams being here, there and everywhere. I mean, how do you describe that from Saidu Khan?
11 out of 10.
He was absolutely obscene, wasn't he?
You obviously got to give man of the match to Charlie Austin, but if it weren't for Charlie on the pitch, then it's Saidu Khan.
If you're a sponsor, you're going to be giving man of the match to Charlie Austin.
Exactly.
That's what they did. Well, look, I mean, Saidu Khan, an absolute engine, wasn't he? It was everything. As well as 60 passes and kind of intricate link-up play, it was the dirty stuff as well. He was putting a foot in.
Yeah.
It promised us a wonderful celebration, and he didn't disappoint, did he?
No, it was.
Fans of Fortnite are going to very much enjoy watching the highlights reel for sure.
Yeah. Well, Antoine Griezmann does a Saidu Khan, we can now say.
Ellis Iandolo on the left-hand side. So, what do we think of Ellis? Left-hand side of the midfield 3.
I don't know. We won 5-0. Give him a 6 out of 10.
Yeah. I don't think he had a good game. I'm going to say it. I don't think he had a good game. I don't know. He made a few mistakes when other players wouldn't.
I'm going to put it to you like this. I thought Ellis was steady, and I thought he kept the shape. He could have been a little bit more economical with the ball.
Yeah.
Ellis goes off on the 62nd minute. A few seconds later, his replacement, Marcel Lavinier, scores. On 66 minutes, Johnny Williams scores. On 78 minutes, Ronan Darcy scores. On 88 minutes, Saidu Khan scores. It felt when Ellis went off, Marcel came on, and it was just everything was about forward momentum. Marcel terrified the hell out of him down the left-hand side. However, it has to be said, Ellis has clearly done an awful lot of ball work. First 40 minutes up to the point he's been substituted. Marcel was running against tired legs. It's not necessarily having a bad game, Marcel being in. It was at the timing of the substitution that was critical. And that was one decision that Gav Gunning in particular got so right today. The timing of that substitution, throwing Marcel on against tired legs, absolute masterstroke. So I think I'm giving Ellis a 6, but that's not me giving him a sneery 6. Marcel's got to be in at the start of the next game, albeit I would say the way the boys finished, you probably would want to start with Marcel.
Like Ellis as well. He might have picked up an injury, I think. So it might be inevitable.
He was limping heavily, wasn't he? We got Jake Wakelin. Jake Wakelin was almost reborn today, wasn't he?
Yeah, him. The front 3. Also, we're onto the front 3 here now. Charlie Austin in the middle of Rashawn Hepburn-Murphy and Jake Wakelin.
It was sexual.
Oh my God, those boys ran their bollocks
That
off.
was a wet dream.
We said it before the game, didn't we? When we saw the front 3, and because we were talking about potential lineups and 4-4-2s and all the rest of it. To think that he was ballsy enough to go with a 4-3-3, which we were saying we would love to see. It'd be pretty cavalier, such as the way the season's progressed. But he's gone with a 4-3-3. Jake Wakelin played like an absolute man possessed. All his performance, unfortunately, missed was a goal. He's tested the goalkeeper once or twice. He's run to the red card. You call that assist given?
I'd give Austin, Hepburn, Murphy, Wakelin all or nine. I think they're all, maybe Hepburn, Murphy a 10 out. Wakelin again, just industrial, put himself about. He looks like he's filling out a little bit as well. He looks big.
He looked to me today like he'd had a weight lifted off his shoulders, and he looked like he had proper direction, which I can only assume has come from a couple of weeks on the training ground.
He looked like he's had fun as well.
Yeah.
And I think if you're a winger or a striker, you look like you've had fun. It means that you've, I don't know, play with a smile on your face and good things come. And good things certainly came today for Jake.
By a country mile. I'm giving Jake, myself personally, I'm giving him a solid 8. We'll go Rashawn Hepburn Murphy first before we talk about the big man.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 performance. Now, I don't know how you felt, but for me, Rashawn Hepburn Murphy's performance was so clever. Not only was there loads of industry and pace and power, but it was knowing when to release the ball. Yeah. It was knowing where to put the ball with just enough weight on it to cause a problem.
That ball that he played to Austin, where Austin hit the crossbar, it was beautiful. Like, the play between Austin and Hepburn Murphy, top play, because he knew exactly when to let go of that ball so Austin could have that shot.
Again, another one of those where you're looking at Hepburn Murphy and you're licking your lips moving forward, because again, another performance where all that was missing, and it was literally a lick of the paint away from a goal from Hepburn Murphy. Incredible performance. Hell of a player that we've got on our hands there, I'll tell you what. And then we come to CA11, Charlie Austin, the homecoming, Return of the King, all the superlatives. The script was beautifully written and wonderfully performed, wasn't it?
You couldn't have asked for anything more. A fantastic goal. There was not 1 minute where Charlie Austin was not dictating what he wanted.
Mate, you could hear him.
Yeah.
The ground was loud as today, as loud as I've heard it. Probably since, I'd say, Forest Green at home last season. It genuinely, you could hear him on the pitch barking at his teammates.
For me, I don't want to say I told you so, but we talked about Charlie Austin, the catalyst. We talked about Charlie Austin's movement. You know, we talked about the fact that Charlie Austin's football intelligence surround him with good players, and they will find Charlie Austin, and Charlie Austin will find the target. Yeah. The first goal was all about his movement into space, and the delivery was delicious. Like you say, hats off to Romeo Hutton. Incredible. But the movement, the timing of the leap, the power on the header, the direction, that's not League Two finishing.
No.
And then talk about the way that he's nearly tore the crossbar off when he's hit the angle of bar and post. Absolutely incredible movement. And he's done that from so wide as well.
And as I said to you in the second half, I looked at you, I said, we've got Charlie Austin in League Two.
He should be playing Championship level.
That's not something that should be happening.
Bonkers.
There's no way.
Just bonkers is right.
And honestly, if anyone at the club had any doubts about Charlie Austin signing, whether it would be character or God knows, I don't know how you could think it's a bad idea signing Charlie Austin, but I hope there are some humble pie being well and truly dug into right now.
That deal never happened. No, do not.
Listen, all I'm going to say is this. You talk about, it's very easy to caveat the conversation and talk about, I'm not digging out the romance. I'm not digging that out. I'm not saying that we can't sign older players, for romantic reasons. It's just that, that there has to be this performance caveat. Every single Swindon Town fan knows that Charlie Austin signing at this club faced opposition. Every single Swindon Town fan knows that. And quite frankly, Charlie Austin's painted that picture himself. Charlie Austin has confirmed that it took the chairman's efforts to get him in through the door. Every single Swindon Town fan in that stadium today demanded that Charlie Austin would pull on the red at Swindon Town again, for reasons that transcend going out, playing a game of football, scoring goals, being sold for profit. Yeah. Charlie Austin was signed, so you, Joe, Ellis, Louis, me, Mike behind the bar, every other bastard that stood in this bar with us right now can go home tonight, floating on air, dreaming, knowing we got a talisman. The guy has done something tonight that every single football fan in this country dreams of a player in their shirt doing.
Yeah.
And he's done that because our chairman put his hand in his pocket and brought a legend home. That's what legends do. And I'm sorry, there's not a spreadsheet on this planet, not a spreadsheet on this bloody planet that is going to give you what Charlie Austin gave you today. And that is why football will always be more than Moneyball. And I'll tell you something, those of you that like the Moneyball movie, watch really, really carefully at the end of the movie, Oakland Athletics fall a little bit short of their stated goal. And there's a wonderful quote on there about the statistics essentially only take you so far. At the end of the day, you've got characters who stand in a dressing room that will ball at each other, that will inspire you, that will get out on that pitch, that will orchestrate a crowd, that will cause, just by their pure presence, distractions that players that may well look brilliant on the spreadsheet simply won't do. They will not give you that factor. And that's what Charlie Austin's given you today. And that's why it's such an incredible thing that Charlie's back at his club. That's why Charlie's a catalyst. And I'll tell you what, I am now going to be in a position where I can get in my car tonight and I can blissfully drive the 120-mile trip back home, and I can have a smile on my face all the way home. And I'm going to then sit up until 2 o'clock in the morning, engaging with you all on Twitter, because that is what Charlie Austin has brought to the mix today. So I'll tell you what, thank you, Charlie Austin. Thank you, Clem Morfuni. And I'm sorry, Microsoft Excel. This today is not about you. This is all about Swindon Town fans, our football club, our manager, our new star striker who's back for his second stint. And it's all about Swindon Town supporters today, boys and girls. That's what it's all about. And look how many smiles you can see. It's not felt like this in a Legends Lounge for bloody months.
I've never seen it like this before. Everyone's got a smile on their face. It's
So drink it in is what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. Drink it in. When we signed Charlie Austin, I said to you the other night, I'm not going to get bored like talking him up. I'm not going to get bored like drinking in this historic moment, getting him back at our club. And I'll tell you what, it's for moments like this. Swindon Town fans, we don't get a lot to celebrate, ladies and gents. We really don't. It's the nature of a League Two club. And we tell ourselves it's about meeting our friends. It's about more than just coming and watching a game of football. But at the crux of it, still got football to watch. We still need to be inspired every now and again. We need those lovely little nuggets of brilliance, those lovely little nuggets of genius to keep us coming back. It's been one of those days, ladies and gentlemen. It has been one of those bloody days.
It's going to be one of those nights as well.
Drink it in. Drink it in. Drink it in. Oh, well, listen, I've got nothing more to add.
I've got no words.
I have no words.
I need to sit back and have a think about this for Wednesday's show, because currently it's just, I feel, as Alexander Usyk would say, I am very feel.
The only thing I have right now is a banging headache,
A sore throat.
I need a glass of water
And a change of pants.
Yes.
I need a packet of lockets. I need a good tea.
Yeah.
And a lemon tip.
And I could do with somebody inventing teleportation. Could just go from the Legends Lounge back to the London Kent border in the click of a fingers. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
But I know I've got a big glass of red wine waiting for me when I get home, and I'll be raising it to a certain Charles Xavier Austin Esquire of Hungerford. Thank you, Charlie, you absolute ledge. Absolute ledge. You've been nothing but brilliant to the St Tom Broadbent Lounge from day one. And you've literally given us as supporters today something that we will cherish for the rest of our lives. I cannot thank you enough. I can't think of a better way to end the show.
No. That is all, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back on Wednesday for our normal show. Please have a celebratory donation to our Stephen Darby MND Foundation fundraiser. That's all. Swindon Town 5, Grimsby Town 0. Mr. Hammerhand, one final word.
Orgasmic.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.